Hey, there we go. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. My internet's being real bummy. What's everyone doing today? Had to delete that last video quick. That was I don't know what was going on. My internet crashed, and all of a sudden I'm in a bummy area now, guys. How's everyone's weekend going? Hope y'all having a good weekend. You guys are getting drunk, having some fun. So I'm gonna kind of go quick into this video. I'm gonna try and get it done about 2:30 here. I have to go around 2:35. I go back up to the office today, but the debt agreement has been pretty much reached here, and it's gonna start costing a massive effect here going forward. And I don't want to. This isn't financial advice, but I'm just gonna show you what history shows and what could pretty much happen in the market. What I see happening in the market from this and how this affects the play and everything as well. So let's get right into this. So you got U.S. debt right now. 1960 was at 286 billion. Right now it's at 31.4 trillion. He gets into on the bottom like what's really been improved in the United States. Where's all this money gone? Because that's an insanely good question. Where is all these trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars gone? It's went into military spending with budgets worth hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars over their budgets that just went straight into their buddies' pockets. And over and over and over, when you do hundreds of billions, guess what? You suddenly have trillions and trillions of dollars missing and not too much advancement throughout your society. So let's go ahead and see what happened here with this agreement. As you guys can see, the deal would suspend the debt limit through January of 2025. And it talks about a cap increase or a cap spending in 2024 and 2025 budget. They're also going to try and get some funds back from COVID. But right now, currently, there is no, when they signs this, the agreement, there's going to be no debt ceiling currently at all, which very, very interesting. So what that means and how that's going to affect the market in my eyes and what history shows. Now, like I said, this isn't financial advice, but there's definitely ways you could play this. So if you look over here, what's going to happen? You have all these treasury bonds that the government needs to issue. So what's the government going to do? They're going to look over and go, we need to make demand for our treasury bonds. But right now, there's currently not that much demand for the treasury bonds. People are starting to run over there now because they're starting to figure out more and more about banks. People are already figuring out banks are a Ponzi scheme. They're not giving you very much of an interest rate. It's not worth holding your money there. Even credit unions give you better rates than all of these major banks. And this is why you're seeing more and more and more people running away, getting the fuck out of the banking system. Look how much has left the banking system in 1 week. You guys, it is a continuous, everyone is waking up. There's no point in being in these banks. There's none. They're all over leveraged. They're taking your money and making 50,000 times to every $1 you fucking give them. It's a giant Ponzi scheme. There's so many other ways out there to make more money than letting your money sit in a bank. The way the world's set up now is if you have your money sitting in a bank, you're actually losing money at this point. These banks are going to get fucked. This is why I keep telling everybody, make sure you are protecting yourself. What is going to happen with this debt limit? Like I said, let's get back into the treasury bonds. I see a crash coming, a pretty damn hard crash coming. And history has shown that every time the treasury account, general account, needs to be refilled, a giant crash comes. Why? Let's think about this. If I want people to run to my treasury bonds, what do I got to do? I got to get them out of the stock market. I got to crash the market. I got to get people out of there. Now they're going to look over and go, hey, these banks aren't worth it. Bam! What's worth it? Treasury bonds. Because now what they're going to do is raise the rates on those treasury bonds because it's a riskier and riskier debt to collect. But what is the fucked up thing is if you really look at it, is the United States owes $23 trillion to the public. So that debt that they're selling to you on a treasury bond is already on the debt that they owe you, but you're not currently collecting any interest on it. But if you buy their treasury bonds, you're getting interest finally on the debt that they fucking owe you in the first place. Now, I'm not saying go buy treasury bonds and all that stuff. I'm telling you this is what that is facts. The government owes that, and you're not getting any interest on that they currently do unless you own a treasury bond. Now, everybody, like I said, you're seeing big, big money. Now, why do they not give a shit? I want people to understand something because I don't think people get it. Why the fuck? Why do these guys not give a shit? Why do they fucking not care about the debt ceiling going higher, the treasury bonds going higher? Because guess what? The rich 1% own the fucking treasury bonds. So they just sit there and keep raising the rates on them and keep going and buying them. So they're basically just like, hey, every time we fuck over the citizens, we can raise the rates on the treasury bonds that we fucking own. And then we'll keep buying them because they haven't seen the banks aren't worth it yet. And they're still in the fucking banks. So we're getting more and more money every fucking time we're about to default on the debt ceiling. And every time we raise the debt ceiling, they make more money. Now, does it make sense why your government does not give a fuck about fixing the debt problem? It gets them richer. Now, when the debt ceiling passes, the Treasury must create a market for trillions of dollars worth of treasury bonds. Like I was saying, if you're JP Morgan and if you're BlackRock, what are you going to do? You're going to crash the fucking market. Because you own the government who continuously bails you out. So now it's your turn to pay the government back. You will now crash the market. All of this happens in the past. Now, like we went over, when it's time to fill the Treasury general account, what's happened every time? Crash